Well, if it isn't Jack Swagger. Paul, what is this I'm hearing about me not getting a rematch clause? Is this serious? That's right, Jack, you're not getting a rematch clause, because you aren't deserving of a rematch clause. You just won back the United States Championship not even a week ago, and you've already lost it. Why should I give you a rematch? Paul, I am a real American. If anyone is deserving of that United States Championship, it's me. Besides, I held that championship for 6 months. I deserve a rematch clause, at least for that. Alright, Jack, I'll tell you what. If you can win your match tonight, I will give you a rematch clause. Who's my opponent? Your opponent is my client, Curtis Axel. What's up, YouTube? This is Mathos97, and welcome back to another episode of WWE 2K14 Universe Mode. This is episode number 57, and we're here with Monday Night Raw, the episode of Monday Night Raw following the tables, ladders, and I'm just kidding, it's the Survivor Series pay-per-view. We're coming off the fallout of Survivor Series, and we're heading into tables, ladders, and chairs. That will be the pay-per-view at the end of this month. And if things keep going the way they should be, then that means that will be the final episode of WWE 2K14 Universe Mode. It will be the Tables, Ladders, and Chairs pay-per-view, which means that the Royal Rumble, that's not too far away. And that will probably kick off 2K14 or 2K15 Universe Mode, unless these videos get uploaded a lot faster than I expect them to be. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the match card. As you can see right now, we got AJ Lee versus Nikki Bella. That will start off a Divas Championship tournament to crown the #1 contender for the Divas title. So we can see Alberto Del Rio defeated Big E Langston in a 1-on-1 matchup. Of course, Del Rio, the new United States champion, and CM Punk defeats Kane. And this match, This match right here, we saw earlier in a cutscene between Paul Heyman and Jack Swagger. This match, if Swagger can win, he will face Alberto Del Rio for the United States Championship at the Tables, Ladders, and Chairs pay-per-view. Now, of course, we know Jack Swagger won the United States Championship way back at Extreme Rules and held the title up until the No Way Out pay-per-view, where he unfortunately lost the title to Roman Reigns. However, on Mega Main Event just last week, Jack Swagger won the title back from Roman Reigns, only to lose it to Alberto Del Rio in a 6-man battle royal at Survivor Series. But now, instead of getting a rematch clause, because Paul Heyman did bring up a very, very interesting point earlier on, and it does make a lot of sense, because Swagger, he only held that championship for, at most, he only held the title for like 4 days. He did not hold that title for the second time that he won it. He did not hold that title very long. He won it on a Wednesday, lost it on Sunday. So, really, he should not just kind of be granted a rematch clause because, what kind of a championship reign is that? And plus, he had just won the title back, and of course we don't want the title to switch hands, back and forth, that sort of thing, because that, starts to lessen the credibility and the prestige of the championship. So that's actually a very smart decision on the part of Paul Heyman, not giving Swagger a rematch clause, instead telling him to go out and earn a rematch with Alberto Del Rio, which Swagger has the opportunity to do tonight in this match against Curtis Axel, Paul Heyman's client. And of course, Curtis Axel, we know he competed on the Survivor Series pre-show against Daniel Bryan in a losing effort, although he did bust out a DDT onto the apron. That was a very interesting spot, one that I was not expecting Curtis Axel to pull out of his arsenal, but he definitely did step his game up in that match against Daniel Bryan. So I'd have to say Curtis Axel, while he's not going to live up to that expectation of being the next WWE World Heavyweight Champion, he is, of course, next WWE Champion. I don't know what I'm talking about. Sorry, I was just watching SmackDown, so I apologize for that. But, I apologize for that mistake anyway. But, like I was saying, Curtis Axel, he's not going to live up to that expectation of becoming the next WWE Champion. However, he should be, right along the lines of potentially the next United States Championship contender. And, if he defeats Jack Swagger, the former champion here, he'd definitely be in line for that United States Championship. He'd be near the top of the order. And plus, when you've got Paul Heyman backing you up, that's going to instantly put you a cut above most, if not all, of the rest of the superstars in that United States Championship division. But Curtis Axel, off that loss to Daniel Bryan, he could really use a victory tonight as well. And the same goes for Jack Swagger, of course, coming off a title loss. He's going to want this victory, and he's going to want that United States Championship back. He is a real American. But, if he's going to try to go toe-to-toe to Paul Heyman, that there could be some backlash there. So Jack Swagger, he's going to have to be a little careful with how he goes about challenging Alberto Del Rio. I mean, of course, winning this match with Curtis Axel, I'm sure if he could defeat Axel, Axel's not going to be too happy about that. So Swagger could potentially make two rivals, two new enemies in one night. But, of course, that's looking maybe a little bit too far into things. But let's go ahead and focus on the matchup now. But before we do that, actually, we got to take a look, of course, at the rest of the card. We know that R-Truth is going to go one-on-one with Dolph Ziggler later on tonight. I mean, Dolph Ziggler, I know, I'm sure everyone's been crying out to me, Dolph Ziggler deserves a push. And I've been thinking that, too. Because, I mean, really, there just hasn't been a place for Dolph Ziggler in this universe mode. And he hasn't been, the matches I have given him, he hasn't performed all that admirably. He has not picked up those key victories that he needs. I know a couple of weeks ago, I put Dolph Ziggler in a matchup against Damian Sandow on main event. I put Ziggler and Sandow in a match against each other on main event, which Sandow won. So that was just an opportunity that Dolph Ziggler failed to capitalize on. So, I mean, Ziggler, we're going to give him another chance here tonight on Raw in this match against R-Truth. And we'll see what Dolph Ziggler can do. Or will R-Truth get the victory? And as we can see here, Swagger going for a powerbomb. Oh, Curtis Axel countering into a vicious DDT there. And oh no, Swagger, his hopes of winning that United States Championship back could be about to disappear as Axel hits the Hangman's Face Buster, takes down Jack Swagger, hooks the leg, 2 count, and 3. No, Jack Swagger stays alive. Wow, Jack Swagger, I mean, he really wants that United States Championship back, kicking out of Curtis Axel's finisher there. Although I do have to say, I'm not all that surprised, as Curtis Axel didn't really inflict a staggering amount of punishment on Jack Swagger prior to that finisher. So it's a bit understandable that Jack Swagger kicked out of that one, but I would still say that it is pretty impressive that he did kick out of Curtis Axel's finisher, and big knee drop right to the chest of Jack Swagger. And now Curtis Axel, he's going for it again. Axel, Hangman's Face Buster. This one's going to do it. The second Face Buster, planting Jack Swagger into the mat. Swagger, I'm sorry, but it doesn't look like he's going to get that U.S. title match as 1, 2... No, again! Again, Jack Swagger kicks out. That is the second Hangman's Face Buster. The second finisher Curtis Axel is dished out onto Jack Swagger. And Swagger is still alive in this one. Axel kicks out now at 1. And now Axel, nice Irish whip. Swagger bounced off the ropes, but Axel didn't quite get him there. And big swinging neck breaker taking down Jack Swagger. And now Axel flips him over. But Swagger counters, big left hand right to the face of Curtis Axel. Now Axel ducks behind here, but Swagger counters with a nice snapmare, taking down Curtis Axel. And now Jack Swagger, big knee to the face of Curtis Axel. And now Swagger, this could be the opening he needs. I mean, he's taken 2 finishers. He's got to be dealing with plenty of punishment now. So Swagger, he's going to need to come back here. Big clothesline out of the corner, taking down Curtis Axel. And now there's a stomp right to the arm, right around the elbow, the joint area of Curtis Axel. And now hooks the leg. There's 2, but again, Curtis Axel kicks out, stays alive. But of course, we saw in that United States Championship Battle Royal at Survivor Series, we saw the emergence of a couple of other superstars. Big E Langston put on a very impressive performance. He broke out of the cross arm breaker and almost captured the U.S. title. He was in the final 2 with Del Rio. But then Del Rio hit a big shoulder breaker and then finished it up with another cross arm breaker. I mean, Big E, he'd already got out of it once, but twice would have been asking a little too much as Big E was defeated there. But we also saw Zack Ryder put up quite a performance. I know I had said that I had expected him to be the first one eliminated in that match, but he managed to stick around. He was the 3rd man eliminated. He was there in the final 4. RVD and Cesaro actually kind of surprised me. They were eliminated earlier than I would have expected. I mean, especially Cesaro. Cesaro got taken out by his own mentor, Rob Van Dam. But Cesaro, you know, he's going to be another superstar that really needs to rebound off of what went down at Survivor Series. Him, along with RVD, Zack Ryder, and Big E, they're all going to have to try to redeem themselves after what happened. And Swagger, gut-wrench powerbomb, driving Curtis Axel through the mat. Jack Swagger, that's the finisher. That could do it. Here he goes, hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. Jack Swagger has defeated Curtis Axel, and Jack Swagger will indeed get a rematch with Alberto Del Rio for the United States Championship. Del Rio, I'm sure Del Rio was in the back watching that match. We saw Del Rio beat Big E earlier, and I'm sure he was back there watching this match very closely, because now he knows that he will be facing the real American Jack Swagger for the United States Championship next month, or later this month, I should say, at the end of the month, at Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. So, I gotta say, but the streak will continue. Jack Swagger's streak of competing in the very first match on the pay-per-view will continue to continue. It will live on as Jack Swagger will compete in the opening matchup at TLC once again. Somehow, some way, he's managed to keep alive, and he'll get a rematch for his United States Championship against Alberto Del Rio at TLC. Ladies and gentlemen, last night at Survivor Series, the Shield was victorious. You brought us your so-called icons, and they were reduced to rubble under the might of the Shield. The Shield is unstoppable! There is no one left in that locker room who has what it takes to defeat the Shield, and for that reason, I'm calling out Paul Heyman to come down here and shake my hand. You don't get it, do you, Paul? The Shield is the most destructive force in the history of professional wrestling, and we deserve respect. You wouldn't want to end up like old Vinnie Mac, would you? That's right, we were behind Vince McMahon's attack, we were behind his demise, and he is never, ever coming back to WWE after what we've done to him. I can assure you that. So unless you want to end up like Vince McMahon, you will shake my hand and show the Shield the respect it deserves. Do you understand? I thought so. Now, if you don't mind, the Shield is going on a little vacation. There's nothing left for us here in the WWE. There's no challenge left. We own this place. So until you have something that interests us, and until there's a threat to us that we see needs to be taken care of, we'll be back in a couple of months. And welcome back to Monday Night Raw. As we just saw, the Shield getting into a bit of a confrontation there with Paul Heyman. The Shield, they're planning on taking a little vacation after what went down in Survivor Series, and that's very understandable. I mean, you gotta think, they defeated Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and The Rock all in the same night, all in the same match. I'm still in shock of how they managed to pull that off, but the Shield almost completed a clean sweep. They almost completed a clean sweep. Yeah, you know what? Forget it. Forget it. Let's just move on to this match, as this is the first match in the Divas Championship #1 Contenders tournament, as it will be... no, I'm sorry. That was Nikki Bella. It will be Nikki Bella taking on AJ Lee. And we know AJ had an opportunity at the Divas title back at Survivor Series last Sunday. But she failed. She failed to win the title. And now this is an opportunity. If she can win the tournament, she will get a rematch with Kaitlyn. But that's going to be easier said than done, because we got to look at some of the divas who will be competing in this tournament that we can at least assume, considering, well, there aren't really that many divas in the division anyway. But we've got divas such as Lita, Natalya, Summer Rae, Oksana, all possible threats in this championship tournament. And you'd have to assume that they will all be competing, as they will all want a shot at the Divas Championship. They're going to be looking to try to dethrone Kaitlyn, as Kaitlyn, ever since she's won the title back at Night of Champions from Natalya and AJ in a triple threat match, she's really kind of been dominating the division. Although I gotta say, she hasn't really competed all that often. I mean, she's had a couple of matches here and there, but really it's just been the pay-per-view matches. As you know, lately, if we look back at No Way Out, there was a lot of matches between AJ and Oksana. There was, heading into the Survivor Series, there was some matches between Oksana, Natalya, Lita, and Summer Rae. They all were involved in a little feud there, which almost seemed to distract everyone from the Divas title feud. So, I mean, Kaitlyn, while she has won her pay-per-view matches, she has been a fighting champion in that aspect. She has kind of she's been given kind of a special treatment, kind of. She hasn't really competed all that much. And then again, it is the Divas division, so it doesn't get as much featured time as would the male superstars in the United States, Intercontinental, WWE, World Heavyweight. I mean, there's a lot of places you can go if you're a superstar, whereas if you're a diva, there's only one title, and that's the Divas title. And with Kaitlyn, you know, she's just kind of been watching as her opponents kind of dish out the punishment against each other in these types of matches, and she's just kind of been relaxing at home, and then come pay-per-view, she's managed to get the victories. But this hopefully this month can be a little bit different. Maybe not, because it is a tournament. There's a Divas title tournament, so she may get the special treatment once again. I guess we're gonna have to wait to find out. But look at that big roundhouse kick from Nikki Bella. Here's a cover. One. No, AJ kicks out, and AJ, she's got to watch herself here. She doesn't want to. She doesn't want to allow Nikki Bella to get the victory. She doesn't want to. I mean, because this would be an upset for Nikki Bella if she got the victory here out of nowhere over AJ Lee. But AJ, she doesn't want to let her guard down too much. She can't forget that there's a possible possible potential of AJ losing in this matchup. And wait a minute, Nikki Bella. Oh, face buster, that could do it. That was the Bella buster right there. 1, 2, 3, and oh my God, Nikki Bella has upset AJ Lee here. She's got the victory. What an upset this is here tonight. I was not expecting Nikki Bella to come down here and compete, let alone to win the match. And AJ, I guess, you know, I was trying to say, I guess AJ just let her guard down a little bit too much. You know, she didn't take Nikki Bella seriously, and because of that, she has lost this match and lost her opportunity to challenge potentially for the Divas title once again. So this was the first match in the first round. We still have 3 other first round matches yet to go down. But AJ, we know for sure that AJ is done. She's eliminated. And that is speaking of that, AJ's on SmackDown right now. But AJ was eliminated, and that is a very huge elimination to kick off this tournament. Nikki Bella, wow, I'm very shocked, to say the least, that Nikki Bella pulled off the victory here. But now, it is time to move on to our main event of the evening. Yeah, that's right, I said it. The main event of Monday Night Raw, Dolph Ziggler versus R-Truth. Well, if you're talking about a Dolph Ziggler push, we've got him in the main event here. So that's hopefully taking a step in the right direction. I'm sure Dolph Ziggler, he could really use a victory here tonight in the main event of Monday Night Raw, because that'd be huge. Not only is it just a victory on television, it's a victory in the main event of that televised show, or webivized show, as it were. But now coming down to the ring is R-Truth, and we know R-Truth made his return back on Rockin' Raw when he attacked The Rock with a steel chair after Seth Rollins had defeated The Rock. And, you know, it had made it look like R-Truth was coming down to save The Rock from the Shield, only to turn around and hit The Rock in the head with a steel chair as Del Rio coming down to watch this one. Of course, Ziggler or R-Truth, a victory here could potentially make them a threat in the United States Championship division. I mean, now, like, lately, Superstars have actually been... That United States Championship division kind of is about to be turned into that Intercontinental... like how the... Jeez, let me try to formulate these thoughts before I say the words. Okay, so like how when Ryback took over the Intercontinental Championship division over on SmackDown, the competition there stepped up. We brought down guys like Randy Orton, who was a main eventer, now competing for the Intercontinental Championship. But then, of course, now we got to take a look at the United States Championship division, whereas, you know, Swagger was off competing in the tag team title division. I mean, he defended the title at Over the Limit and Capital Punishment. Vengeance, he was in a tag team title match. SummerSlam, he was in a tag team title match. Night of Champions, he was in a tag team title match on the pay-per-views. True, he did defend against The Miz one time on main event, which made up for the lack of a SummerSlam title defense. But Swagger really was, I mean, true, he held the title for 6 months. There was not a challenger to face Jack Swagger in those 6 months that could defeat him. Hell, Dolph Ziggler at one point faced Jack Swagger back at Over the Limit. He faced him for the title. Big E, I mean, I know I made the mistake back at Survivor Series saying Big E debuted in episode 18. That was his 2K14 Universe debut, but he was back in WWE 13. He competed at Capital Punishment for the United States Championship against Jack Swagger, and he did lose. But that was back when the United States Championship division had some challengers. And then for those 3 months in a row, there was no challenger for the U.S. title. And then, of course, at No Way Out, he lost it in the Fatal 4-Way. But then he came back to win it from Roman Reigns. And I gotta say, I'm gonna be honest with you, Roman Reigns winning the United States title was an accident. I really just put him in that match just to, you know, hype up the credibility of it a little bit more. Put that, just because, you know, Seth Rollins was competing on the pre-show, Dean Ambrose was MIA, so Roman Reigns needed something to do, so I put him in the U.S. title match. He was not supposed to win. The whole point of the Fatal 4 was so that Reigns could lose and not get pinned, and kind of keep himself looking strong. I had intended, like, I had wanted Swagger to win that match, but he didn't, and then it was even worse when Reigns won the title, so if you're wondering, I know I got a question on Mega Main Event why Reigns lost the title to Swagger. That was the reason why, because Reigns wasn't supposed to win it in the first place. But since he did win it, I made it into storyline. Of course, we got the interference of Stone Cold, and now, you know, there's always, I can bring it up. Roman Reigns is a former United States champion, but I personally believe the Shield, as they said earlier tonight, they're main event talent, and, you know, now they don't even have a challenge, so they've left the WWE. They've left, and, you know, for very good reason, I guess. They defeated 3 legends. But I kind of got off topic. I was talking about the U.S. title division. I mean, not too off topic, I guess. It was still, you know, I was still kind of in the range. But look at this. Oh, nice counter there by by R-Truth, taking Ziggler down here. And now R-Truth, big Irish whip, sending Ziggler off the corner there. And now, oh, nice counter by Ziggler into a neck breaker. What a move by Dolph Ziggler, taking down R-Truth. But yeah, like I was saying, with the U.S. title division, it's hopefully about to step up, just like SmackDown's Intercontinental Championship division has. Now that we have a brand new champion, someone who I'm okay with being champion, not like Roman Reigns, where it was an accident, he wasn't supposed to win. Look at this, little Jimmy, I completely missed it. R-Truth with the cover, 3, it's over, and Art defeated Dolph Ziggler here tonight on Monday Night Raw. As I'm sorry for no selling that finisher, I wasn't really paying too much attention to the match. I was kind of just, you know, shooting. I was cutting a promo. I don't even know what I'm saying. But the point is, R-Truth has just defeated Dolph Ziggler, and this could possibly give R-Truth, you know, make him a potential challenger for the U.S. title down the road. Of course, we know that Swagger is going to be competing for the title at TLC against Del Rio. But after TLC, you know, R-Truth, if he can keep up these strings of victories, maybe, just maybe, he can, in fact, challenge Del Rio for that title. And oh, wait a minute, R-Truth, he's going for a steel chair here. Oh no, he's going to look to injure the ankle, the foot of Dolph Ziggler. And wait a minute, that's The Rock. The Rock is back on Monday Night Raw. I thought he was gone for good after losing to the Shield at Survivor Series, but he's back. The Rock is back here, and he's coming down to save Dolph Ziggler here. Oh, big punch. 2 big punches there to R-Truth. And The Rock now tosses R-Truth over the top rope, and The Rock is back on Monday Night Raw. So I guess that means The Rock is back to stay. Wait a minute, what the hell? What the hell? We're back in the parking lot now. Oh my god, that's Triple H. That's the Shield. Triple H. Oh my god. I mean, we know what... from what we learned earlier from the Shield, they revealed that they were the ones behind the attack on Vince McMahon. They're the ones who incapacitated Vince McMahon, the reason why he is not here to run his company right now. And Triple H now, he's fighting for vengeance here. He's looking to avenge his father-in-law, Vince McMahon. But it's 3-on-1. We got to get some help back there. Triple H, he's fighting on his own here. He's fighting the Shield. I mean, the Shield, Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, none of them could defeat the Shield. And they were working as a unit. Triple H, there's no way he can be able to take down the Shield here tonight back in this parking lot. The Rock is out at the ring. We got to get someone back here. I mean, come on, before the Shield seriously hurt the COO of the WWE, Triple H. Triple H is trying to find back. There was a big clothesline there to Dean Ambrose, and oh my God, a Samoan drop onto the concrete floor. And there is no padding out there, folks. That is strictly concrete. And 3 big punches to Triple H. I mean, Triple H, I don't think he can fight back much longer. Triple H, he's about to get dissected by the Shield here. I mean, he was already slammed under the hood of a car. I mean, Triple H, he's fighting back valiantly, but he can only keep this up for so long. He's at a disadvantage here. It's 3-on-1 out in the parking lot. Oh, wait a minute, Triple H. Triple H just tossed Dean Ambrose up onto that oh, but Ambrose counters. And now it's Ambrose throwing Triple H on the hood of the car. Oh, my God, somebody's got to stop this. Security, someone in the WWE locker room, somebody. Ah, the Shield. The Shield has just attacked Triple H. What a relentless attack. But that's the end of this episode. I want to thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for more, and keep on YouTubing.